hi, everybody who's joining live today, and anybody who's going to watch the recording sometime down the road on the YouTube channel. My name is Frank Hanley, and I am located in southeastern North Carolina in the Wilmington area. And this is the Feeling Fit for FSHD program. We meet twice a month on the second and fourth Thursdays of the month at noontime Eastern. This is kind of an exercise program. We're normally doing some sort of exercise. What we usually do, the usual format for folks that might be new, is to the first meeting is an introduction of some new material or some exercise set, and then we let you go off for the next 2 weeks and practice. And then we come back again and review the second meeting and answer any questions you might have. So that's the format we've been following. This group formed, our first broadcast was in September of 2022. We meet, like I said, we meet on the second and fourth Thursdays. And these sessions are recorded, so if you don't catch them live, you can catch them on the FSHD Society's YouTube channel. So also, if you're new, or even if you're a veteran of these meetings, if you want to, in the chat, put where you're coming in from. I think we said we were in Philly and Chicago. And if you want, I can produce a PDF version of this session that you could easily, if you leave your email in the chat, Anna can get that to me, and I will email you a copy of the PDF, so you'll have that for your review and for your reference. I also have a page that I put out on my own website, frankhanley.com. And on that page is a link to all of the videos that we have, because if you go on the FSHD Society channel, there's quite a few videos. So that kind of is a little bit of a filter for you. I also run a Facebook group called the FSHD Wellness Channel. And we do a weekly live exercise there. And that's pretty much the housekeeping stuff for that. I'm going to talk this session. I'm going to just introduce myself again, give you a little history of how I got here. I'm going to talk about the challenge that we're presenting today, or I'm presenting today. I'm going to go over a list of exercises that we can do. I'll go over them and demonstrate them, and then we can have a little chat at the end. The disclaimer, my standard disclaimer, is that I am not a medical professional. I am a person with FSHD. I practice Kung Fu, Qigong, and Tai Chi. And I do that because I enjoy it, and I've been doing it for a long time. I actually started way before I ever knew about FSH. And I've come to find that practicing those martial arts helps me in my fight against FSHD. I do these sessions to share what I do with others, to maybe that it can help them too. It's a demonstration only. You're welcome to follow along. And if you're not sure, you might want to ask a medical provider for some guidance. All right. So with that, again, my name is Frank Hanley, and I've been doing Kung Fu probably since my late 20s. I started to actually seriously practice it. I started in a school in New Jersey. I moved to, actually, I stopped practicing a lot when I had my family, and then I restarted again when my children were older. I moved to Maryland in 2010, and I found the new school. I was going to school up in New Jersey at the time. And I started doing Qigong when I started the school that in New Jersey. And I've come to find that Qigong helps me a lot with the FSH, particularly with breathing. Having that, I went and took a lot of training and got certified by the National Qigong Association. So I'm a certified instructor. I do presentations like this nationally, face-to-face, and also via Zoom. I'm a member of several committees on the National Qigong Association. And my FSHD story is I noticed a problem with my left shoulder when I was my late teens. I had just probably graduated from high school. That was probably about 1974. 1993, I started to develop a foot drop, and that led me to the MDA clinic in New Jersey, where I was unofficially diagnosed with FSHD. The doctor at the time told me it's not going to kill you, but there's no cure. So that's how that was my introduction to FSHD. And I have a pretty mild case now that I'm able to, compare my case with others. In early 2000, my son developed some kind of a shoulder problem, and the bells went off in my head. But he was a baseball player, and he had just really irritated his rotator cuff. So, 2012, I went to Johns Hopkins, and 2015, around 2014, 2015, I did the blood test and was officially diagnosed type 1 FSH. Like I said, it's pretty much gone into both of my shoulders now with the winging scapula. My left foot, I have the foot drop, and it's in my hips and my abdominals now. So I have, I always joke, I struggle with a bag of groceries, and the groceries usually win. And I notice now I'm having a lot of trouble just even going up a flight of steps. So I've stumbled into the FSHD Society in 2019. Actually, I was living in Northern Maryland, and I saw the society. I found their website. So there was a meeting of the Philadelphia group that weekend. Excuse me. Signed up, and I went up to the meeting. And that was the first time I ever actually met and was able to speak with other people with FSH. So that was kind of a very emotional day for me. In the June of that year, I retired and I moved to Myrtle Beach, and there was no FSHD Society chapter in South Carolina. The nearest one was up in Raleigh, North Carolina, Raleigh-Durham area. So I spoke to the society folks, and I launched the FSHD Society chapter in South Carolina in February of 2000. Anna was nice enough to fly down and do the launch with us. And the following month, COVID hit, and we all had to hunker down. We did Zoom meetings for probably for several months after that. 2020, I also started the 2022, we started this program. And in 2020, the latter part of the year, I started my Facebook group. It was called Qigong for FSHD when I first started it. And then last year I renamed it to the Wellness Channel because I've added just more than doing Qigong. We do a lot more there. So if you're interested in that, just find me on Facebook. It's Qigong the FSHD Wellness Channel. We have about 170 members on that group. So anyway, that's me. I did my disclaimer. I'm going the wrong way here. I'm sorry, I've got a slideshow over here that I can see. So the challenge, let me talk about the challenge. So I'm in an exercise group somewhere else, and they do all these challenges all the time, challenge you to do another 20 pounds of bench presses in the next, month, 30 days or something like that. So they do these kind of challenges, which is where I got the idea to do this from. So I want everyone, if you're interested in taking the challenge, to pick an exercise, and I'll give you a kind of a laundry list of them later. So an exercise that's somewhat challenging, but not to the point where you're going to get frustrated and stop, and set a goal. By the next meeting, which is in 14 days, you're going to be able to go from 0 today to maybe 1,000. Now, 1,000 is a really ominous, gigantic number, and I just picked that to put that way out there. But even if it's 100, 50, 200, whatever, because again, everybody's different, and I don't think it's fair to impose the same thing on everybody, which is why you can pick your own exercise. So what I started to do, because I did this with my other group starting with January 1st, I started doing step. I just step up, step down, step up, step down, because me walking up and down stairs becoming a very difficult thing. So I'm up to about 180 a day. All right, and that's in the course of 10 days. I've been doing that since the second of the month. So that's what I've been doing because that's where I feel I need the most work, and it's motivating. And there are other people on the wellness channel that are doing it with me. So we're kind of supporting each other. So anyway, if you can start with an exercise, if you can do 20 today, and maybe you can do 20 today now, and then maybe 20 after dinner, and then 20 before you go to bed. So you got 60 in for the day already. And then, maybe you can do it 5 times a day. I don't know if folks work, pick something that fits your work schedule. I'm not saying you're going to be in the gym for 5 hours a day trying to do the challenge. So, pick something that you can do and something that fits into your lifestyle. And then we'll pick, progressively do it. And then we'll pick it up in 2 weeks and see where folks are. Keep a little journal maybe of how many you do each day. And if you have a partner, somebody that can help you, support you along doing it, that would be great too. And if you really want to, like I said, get onto my Facebook group, and we have daily conversations there, and we're kind of supporting each other there. So anyway, that's the challenge. And what I'll do now is I will go through my laundry list. Let me just ask if there's any questions about anything that I've said. My history, my kung fu, my working with the FSHD Society, and where we are right now. So, any questions from anyone out there? Don't be shy. No. All right, everybody, thumbs up. I got only one person on video there. All right, let me just jump into some exercises then, and we'll see how far we get along. So what I did when I first started doing the Feeling Fit program, it was, they asked me specifically because I did Qigong, and like I said, I'm really into breathing, because my story with breathing is kind of, we do diaphragm breathing when we do Qigong. So you don't breathe from your chest. When you were born, and if you've been on, Anna's probably heard this 1,000 times. When you're born, you're a belly breather, right? Because you're pumping from your abdomen, and then as we start to grow and develop, we become chest breathers, and then as we get older and older and older, we become throat breathers. We breathe very light up in the throat. So I like to get people to keep doing diaphragm breathing, and it's really relearning how to diaphragm breathe or belly breathe. So what you're doing is you're using your diaphragm. I'm going to just fix my camera here, and you're pushing down your diaphragm down, expanding your lungs, and then you're pulling your diaphragm back up. So inhale, you push down; exhale, you pull up, and you're also working your abdominals and all you're kind of exercising all your organs in the meantime. By that down and up, push down, pull up motion that you're doing. My story with this is I went to, what really got me into doing a lot of diaphragm breathing is I went to Johns Hopkins and met with the neurologist there at the MDA clinic for my annual checkup. And we were talking, and the doctor asked me if I was getting headaches when I was waking up in the morning. And I said, yeah, as a matter of fact, I am. So his concern was that my diaphragm, the dystrophy was affecting my diaphragm. I wasn't breathing, actually exhaling enough at night, and I was retaining carbon dioxide, and that's why I was waking up with headaches. So he wanted me to do a breathing test. So he shouldn't have told me that, because I ran home, I got a hold of my Kung Fu teacher, and we started doing a lot of very, very intense diaphragm breathing exercises. Needless to say, when I went for the actual test, there was nothing there, but I still managed to do it because one of my fears is that this FSH will strike at any moment, that it will affect my diaphragm at some point. So I'm trying to be as protective of that as I can. So anyway, that's my story with the breathing. So if you're sitting, I'm going to do a couple of diaphragm breathing exercises to start out. So if you're sitting, you could do these sitting or standing, but I like to do them sitting. So I'm sitting in a chair that's a little taller than a normal chair, but it's not a pub height chair. My hips are a little higher than I got to actually push it back from the camera a little bit here. so you can see me better. And if you, all right, so I'm a little higher than, my hips are a little higher than my knees. So you want to sit with your feet flat on the floor. And I'm at the edge of the chair, and this chair has no arms because I do this all the time, and I'd have some really banged up elbows if I didn't. But if you need chairs or you need to sit back in the chair, please do so for stability. So I'm sitting at the edge of the chair, knees are flat on the floor. I'm straight. My hands are palms together in my lap. All right, we're going to breathe in and out only through our nose, no mouth breathing, in and out through the nose, and do that until we hang up in an hour. The tip of your tongue should be touching the roof of your mouth just behind your front teeth, and you're relaxed. All right, so like I said, we're going to inhale. We push down on the diaphragm. So your torso should expand as you inhale. And when you exhale, you contract everything. You pull everything back in as you exhale, and your abdomen is nice and tight. Your core gets nice and tight. So inhale, we push out, we expand the torso. Exhale, we suck everything back in again. All right, it's kind of opposite of how we breathe, chest breathe, right? Because when we chest breathe, we push out and pull, exhale. We're expanding here, right? Inhale. And I'm going to embellish this with my hands a little bit. And then exhale, push down, pull everything in nice and tight. Inhale, push down. Exhale, pull up. Inhale, diaphragm down. Breathe in and out through your nose. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. So what I like to do with these is I like to count to 5 on the inhale and 5 on the exhale. So we're regulating, we're inhaling and exhaling the same amount at the same time. So my 5 and your 5 may be different. My counting may be different. You may not be able to inhale as much as I can in a 5 count. So just do the best you can. I'll count to 5 just to kind of give this some pace. All right. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So inhale, push down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, pull up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Inhale. Exhale. All right, so that's belly breathing. It takes a lot of practice. It took me about 6 months to get it, and now I can switch on and off doing it kind of like muscle memory. But it's very good because what I'll get to on a day where I'm really into it and doing it, I'll get up to maybe an 18 count. So I'm really expanding out and I'm really compressing down. So like I said, it gives you a nice, if you think of a balloon, so it's not just this way, you're expanding front to back, side to side, and top to bottom. So you should really feel like your whole torso is filling up as you inhale, and then your entire torso is forcing all that air out as you exhale. Okay, so that's belly breathing and sitting. Right. So I do sitting specifically because I like people to. Everybody sits differently. People do a lot of things different, and I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page when we start to do this stuff. Standing is the same way. I'm going to go. I can't see everyone, but folks, Ben, I can see you're sitting. So I don't know what if the folks are sitting or standing. So standing is pretty much the same thing, but I use a chair nearby or a wall for stability in case I lose my balance. Again, everything else is the same, except for that when you're standing, what I like to do is stand with my feet about shoulder width apart, and I kind of gently grip the floor with my toes. All right, so that's the difference between doing the breathing sitting and doing the breathing standing. All right, so let me go down my exercise list here. So I'm going to go things we can do sitting, things we could do standing, and things we can do lying down. All right, I'll give you the full menu. All right. So we did the breathing. So what I like to do is coupling with the breathing is a little bit of a coordination exercise. So So when we do the inhale, we're inhaling, we're pushing down, we're exhaling, we're pulling up. But what I like to do is on the inhale, if you have your hands at your sides, when we inhale, the left hand comes up, and we exhale, the left hand goes down and the right hand comes up. So we're adding a little bit of movement along with our belly breathing exercises. So let's just do a couple of those. We'll do the inhale and the exhale again. Again, try to belly breathe, breathing in and out only through your nose. So inhale, left hand comes up. Exhale, left hand down, right hand up. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, right hand up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, if you have your hands at your sides, so what we'll do to make this even a little more challenging is as we inhale, left hand comes up, left heel comes up. So you can do a heel raise. Again, let me push my chair back a little bit so you can see me better. This chair doesn't move very well. Oh, I also forgot to say, never, ever, ever do any of these exercises in a chair with wheels. Okay, I always call that an accident waiting to happen. All right, so here's me. All right, so again, left hand up, left heel, left knee up. If you want to just do, we're doing a toe raise or a heel raise, depending on how you call it. And then we alternate. So we're adding hands and feet in as we do that. So let's go. Inhale, left side. Exhale, right side. Inhale, left side. Exhale, right side. Inhale, left side. Exhale, right side. And if you can, even lift your foot off the floor. Inhale, and then down, and then exhale, and then down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I'm just drawing out of different varieties of this for people who may have different skill and strength levels. So two more. Last one. All right, beautiful. Okay, so that's belly breathing and a little hand-foot coordination there. And if you really want to challenge, left hand up, right foot up. But we'll leave that one for another day. All right. Let's see. I'll pat your head and rub your belly, right? Okay. Any questions with that stuff so far? Everybody good? Thumbs up? I'll just keep going. Okay. Next, I've gotten some exercises for the neck. So there's three. So the first one is simply, we're going to look to one side and then look to the other side. And the idea is to keep your eyes set in, looking forward. Don't look to the left. Keep your eyes in the middle. And look straight ahead and just turn your head. So we're going to turn our head as far as we can. I'm turning my head to the right. When you get as far to the right as you can, now move your eyes all the way to the corners of your eye. So again, I'm going to the right. I'm sorry. I'm saying left, but I'm going right. I actually would be mirroring you. So the eyes move with your head, and then the eyes move alone to get all the way over. And then when we're going to move back, we bring our eyes from the corner to the center, and then so we lead with our eyes. And then we come back to center, and then we're going to go to the other side, and the eyes follow all the way. So you're looking as far behind you as you can. Bring your eyes back to center, and then you bring your head back to center. So we're exercising our neck and our eyes a little bit. And you can nix the eyes if that's too complicated right now. So I'm just going to go 5 to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. And for the sake of time, I'm doing this without adding the breathing in, because you could do a 5 count inhale and exhale as you're doing these if you want. So you couple your belly breathing with these neck exercises. Okay, so side to side. Now touch your ear with touch your ear to your shoulder is the next one. All right, and keep your chin up. Don't push your chin down and try to keep your chin up and turn your ear. All right, and come back to the other side. Just let the weight of your head give you a good neck stretch. To the other side. Up to the center, down to the right. Up to the center, to the left. Up to center, to the right. And up to center, to the left. And to center. Now down, push your chin into your chest. And now look up, but don't crimp your neck. Push your chin out like you're a turtle trying to poke its head out of the shell. You want to push your chin forward like you're a turtle stretching his neck, trying to stretch out of that shell. And now down, touch your chin to your chest. Up, stretch out. And back down. Up, stretch out. And down. Last one, up. Stretch out. And back down. Good. Last one with your neck is you've got a little pencil point at the tip of your nose. We're going to make a small little circle going clockwise. So we're making a small little circle with the tip of our nose. All right. You can hear your neck crackling. Mine is. You do 10 of these clockwise. All right. And now reverse counterclockwise. Make the smallest circle you can make. All right. Now we do that. Now go clockwise and go a little bigger. Maybe you're outlining a baseball. A little bigger. And then go counterclockwise. Good. All right. Now last one is if your chin is down, look to the right. Now look up, look across the top, look down left, and back to finish. And you're kind of making a square with your head, but don't crimp your neck back. Keep your head forward. So I'm going to make this nice. So you're really looking to the right, looking off the top, looking down the left, looking at the bottom. And then reverse, look up left, across left to right, down right, right to left on the bottom. Okay, so those are a whole bunch of nice neck exercises that I like to do. Shoulders, I've got a couple exercises for the shoulders. The one I love to do every day is a shrug. So it's simply hands at your sides and shrug your shoulders. All right, shrug up and down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Now, come up and roll your shoulders back. And then up and roll your shoulders forward. Okay, now up and hold it. Release, up and hold. Release, hold. Release, up and hold. Release. Now alternate. Right, left. Okay. All right. Now, for those who are ambitious, I have another shoulder exercise. And I'm just going to demonstrate it here. You may not be prepared for this. So what I've got is a small wooden pole. And what I like to do with this is, I'm not able to reach, that's as high as I can reach my arm up either side. My left side's actually weaker. But when you hold the pole tends to stabilize. So I can actually get them up a little higher. So what I like to do is presses with the pole. So I'm able to allow my arms to stabilize each other. And if I was standing, I could do it over my head, but I want to just throw it up and let it come down, up and down. So that's really, if you're able to do that. And then I like to bring that pole down behind my neck because it hits a whole different set of muscles coming down behind the neck. All right, so if you have a pole handy, a broomstick, I have this wooden dowel that I got for something else, but I use it because it's small and simple and not very heavy. Okay, so that's another press for the shoulders. A couple more seated exercises. I can't see. All right, we're good for time. Again, I'm sitting in my chair. We're going to stretch down to touch the floor on the left side and keep your cheeks in the chair. That's the thing. Don't lean out of the chair. Just bend at the waist. All right. And go to the right side, to the left. So you should be getting a nice stretch in the side, your side muscles there. To the right, to the left, to the right, left, and one more. All right, and then another one I like to do seated, and I'm going to back my chair up a little bit, is to I keep my hands in my lap for this, just in case. So you just sit forward and then sit back up again. So you come down forward and then come back. So it's kind of a seated sit-up, if you will. Keep my hands in my lap in case I need to push myself back up again. Some people have very weak abdominals, so it's kind of a safety valve there where you're able to get yourself back up again. But if you're able to just do it with your hands at your sides, down, and back up again. Okay, so that's a seated sit-up. And then the last seated exercise that I have to show is I got to pull my seat back just a scoot more. All right, and I'm going to sit back in the chair for this one is a leg extension. So my feet are touching the floor. I'm going to take my right leg and bring it up. You can't there. You can see my toes at the end now. And then back down again, and my left up and down, right and left. And if you get this is too easy, you can always find those little Velcro ankle weights and do these with ankle weights. So that works the quads here, your thighs. All right, and your knees, keeps your knees lubricated. I have the worst knees for whatever reason. I tweaked my knee the other day because I was doing Kung Fu and I forgot to put my leg wrap on. So that caused me a bit of agony for the good part of the day. So anyway, so that's seated stuff. All right, any questions with the seated stuff? Anybody have a question? Just unmute and ask away. No, we good? Thumbs up. All right. So the standing, if you want to do the standing, you're able to do it standing. Same thing. Breathing is the same. The hand raises while you're breathing is the same. The neck, the shrugs, and the shoulder press are the same. What I add in when I do standing exercises, actually the side bends too are the same. Bending side to side. What I like to do is go back to my pole, and you can do this seated too, but it's easier if you have a single dumbbell versus this is to do a full extension arm curl. So I start with my arms all the way down and then just curl all the way up. I'm doing full range of motion. So my arm here is extended as far down as it can be extended, and then I'm coming all the way up to the top. So if you're able to stand and do this, I have to do this with this because of my lack of core stability. If I do it with any weight, I'm just going to fall over. So I can do heavy weight seated, but not standing. But this works a range of motion, which is important if you are having bicep problems. I'm speaking to people who have bicep problems. So just do a full range of motion curl with no weight. And then if you want to add weight to this, I like doing it two hands because your one hand, your hands stabilize each other. And then I've got like those Velcro wrist weights that I can just slip over this if I wanted to add, a couple of pounds onto this while I'm doing these. So that's an arm curl. What else? Oh, so the sit-up that I did, the sit-up turns itself into, and also keep your chair handy in case you lose your balance. I did that seated sit-up, so really what that comes into standing is a toe touch. So I like to go all the way down and touch my toes. And I'm sorry if you can't hear me very well because I'm talking into my shirt. And then come back up again. And then when I get all the way up, I put my hands behind and stretch and lean to the back a little bit. So get my lower back stretched out. And then you add the breathing to this. So we exhale on the way down. And we inhale on the way up. And then we stretch the back. And then come down, forward. Touch your toes if you can. Touch your toes. Come back up. Hands behind. And stretch back. So that's a nice back stretch. Because you're going full forward and as back as best you can. Another one standing is one we did seating also, is just to do a knee raise. So you're raising your knee up to belt height if you can, and then the other side. All right, so there's some knee raises, and then also is calf raises. So you're just raising yourself up on your toes. I'm not going to move the camera down so you see my feet. So I'm just doing calf raises, but I like to hold them when I hit to the top, and then I like to hold them like where I'm just a little bit off the floor, and then end it with a bounce at the end, a little bounce. It settles your blood, from what they tell me. All right, so that's standing stuff. Now, any questions with the standing stuff? I don't know. Is anybody able to do standing? Like I said, I can't see the other folks that are on the call here. All right. Who wants to get on the floor? That's the last set. Will be on the floor. So you don't have to go do them now with me, but if you want to do them, please try. Because when you do things on the floor, I always say with FSH, we're always fighting gravity. So when you get on the floor, you take gravity out of the equation, right? I can't raise my arms how high I can raise my arms standing. Laying down, I can get them all the way up over my head. So why? Because I'm fighting gravity here, right? So let's get on the floor. If you're following along, if not, don't make fun of me. All right. Good. Come on, Anna. Don't let you sit there. Just kidding. All right. So laying down, like I just demonstrated that I can raise my arms laterally, but laying on the floor, I can't. So we get down on the floor. I'm laying flat. I hope you can see me because I can't see the monitor. All right, and I'm going to start my hands at my sides, and I'm going to bring them straight up over my head, and then back down to my sides. So I'm doing lateral arm raises. All right, up and down. Anna, can you see me? I can't tell if I'm on the, or you're on the floor too. Okay. All right, and then you can do them to the front. Yeah, what was that?
I can see you.
Oh, great. Okay. Thank you. So we're going in the front from my hips, raise up over my head, and back down again. and then from up laterally, like the old snow angels. All right. And then we can crisscross. So you start out, arms out at your sides, and crisscross across the front. All right. And then the last one is a combination of all of the above. All right. So we're going to go up on the sides, down to the front, up on the sides, down to the front, up to the front, down to the sides, up to the front, and down to the sides. So we can mix and match those movements to get your shoulders going. All right. The next one we can do laying down. Actually, the bunch of them here are for the legs. So I'm laying down. My knees are bent, and I'm going to just do a single leg extension. All right. I'm just bending from the knee up. And then switch to the left side, up and back to the floor, up and back to the floor, up and back to the floor. All right, so those are single leg extensions. All right, so next one is if you put your feet, actually leave your left leg bent, straighten your right leg, and then lift your right leg up off the floor. So it's a one leg lift. All right, and I'm only coming up to where my knees match. I'm not going all the way up. All right, so right side, leg lift, and then bend your leg, straighten out the left side, leg lift. So you can do a few of those. And again, 1,000 of these would be a little absurd, but again, it's a target. All right, so that's left side leg lift. And right side leg lift. Okay. And then if you're really ambitious, you can do both legs. All right, so both legs up and down. Don't hit the floor on the way down. Gently touch with your heel, and go back up again. All right, one more of those. So it's a two-leg leg lift. And then the other one that I really like is hands behind your head and a reverse crunch. So bring your knees up to your chest. All right, work the abdominals, lower abdominals, reverse crunch. All right, I'll do 5 of those just for a demonstration only. All right, so that's pretty much, let's say, front arm, leg extension, leg lift, double lift, reverse crunch. Yep, got them all. Okay, so let me get up. And I'll get back in front of you guys. So what do you think? Adam, excellent. Thank you for going along with me. All right, so Ben, we good? Everything good there? You got any questions? No? All right. Was it Joe in Philly? Any questions?
No, no questions. That was good.
You're good. Kelly, anything?
No, very much. I appreciate it.
Say again?
Thank you very much.
All right. Which one did you like the best? I know it's tough to choose, right? Okay. So again, let me just reissue the challenge. So I gave you about 20 different exercises there to do. If you want to pick one that you can manage, and start from today, doing a few, do a few more tomorrow and the next day and the next day, and hopefully we'll see you in 2 weeks and you'll be able to report that you're like doing a whole boatload of them. All right. So we keep repeating, do as much as you can in a day. And even if you can do multiple times a day, I know that's hard for some folks sometimes, but I like to do stuff, break it up. So I'll do stretching in the morning, and I'll do Qigong in the morning, and I'll go to the gym 3 days a week. And then sometimes in the evening, I'll practice forms and and do. So I kind of break the stuff into my day too when I have little time slots available to do stuff. So if no one else has questions, let me just say this. Anna, you have anything you want to add?
No, I was gonna say I think I liked the the breathing and the hands and the legs all together, because I feel like it's physical, like, and brain exercise at the same time. And that's important.
Makes you think, right?
So
Well, that's the thing with breathing is you breathe. It's one of the few things that you do automatically, and also you can do it consciously. That's the interesting thing about breathing. So you can, you always have to breathe, but when you're doing the belly breathing, you're really focused on the breathing versus having it just automatically going on. And then there's some courses that I see that people do, like they'll do an inhale for 7, hold for 2, exhale for 5. So they start varying the counts, which I think is interesting, because what I like to do is if you can get the belly breathing to a point where you're up to maybe 15, so you're really able to fully expand, is then what I like to do is do on the 1 count is to try to fill completely and then hold it for 5. And then on the 1 count for the exhale nice and slow. So you're filling real quick and then you're emptying. So, and then reverse that where you fill slowly and exhale real quick, and then do it both. So you fill and exhale in like 2 count inhale, 2 count exhale, where you're fully filling yourself. You get exhausted doing it, but you get so much air. You're awake for an hour because you just get oxygenated by doing it, and that really gets you going. So I don't like to do that because you can get hurt if you're not. That's like a 6-8 month down the road thing when you're doing belly breathing. But that's one of the exercises I was talking about with my teacher that put me over the edge with the diaphragm breathing and dealing with Johns Hopkins. So anyway, if you're interested in more belly breathing, let me know and I can give you some more stuff on the side. Anybody else have any other comments? Otherwise, we can close out today's session and hopefully we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. So again, if you want a PDF version of the list of exercises, just put your email in the chat real quick, or you can get a hold of Anna at the FSHD Society and she'll put you in touch with me to do that. The next meeting is on Thursday, the 25th, 2 weeks from today at 12 o'clock Eastern time. And again, like I said, what I'll do then is review everything we did today, and we'll just go over the whole pile of exercises, and we'll give out trophies for people who actually show up next time with their journal and tell me that they're able to do, they got something out of this. So I'm kidding about the trophies, but we'll give you some kind of a attaboy. All right. So anyway, any other questions real quick, and then I'll turn it over to you. You can shut us down for today. Good. Thank you all for showing up. Appreciate it.
yeah.